And I know there's a whole lot of folk here in the church who feel protected from this kind of message. But let me tell you something. It ain't good enough to bring your children to church. It is not good enough merely to immerse them in the culture of the church or the community that comes out of that religious context. It is not good enough just to sit them down and let them listen to the songs of the choir or even learn the lyrics of the song. That is not good enough. Why is it not good enough? Because they don't understand what they are witnessing and what they are seeing. It's not good enough for them merely to learn the words of the song. You got to tell them where those songs come from. It is not good enough for them merely to hear the prayers. You got to tell them what struggles those prayers have brought us through. It is not good enough for them merely to see pictures of Martin Luther King and Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X on the wall. You got to, and Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman. You got to tell them who those people are. You got to tell them that when we sing, we are reaching back across the centuries and grabbing hands with those slave foreparents who sang "Steal Away to Jesus," but they weren't just singing a religious song. They were singing a song about, I'm about to get up and get out of here because slavery ain't what I was made for. You ought to let them know when they sing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot," they are not just singing a religious song. They are saying, Harriet, come get me because I'm going with you tonight. When they see a picture of Harriet Tubman on the wall, they ought to understand that she came to the slave plantation over 100 and something times, and she brought a gun with her because everybody who didn't want to go to freedom, she said, you will go or you will die right here. We ought to tell the story the way it needs to be told. We ought to tell them what we went through. Tell them what we've come through. Tell them where we've been. Tell them where we are right now. Tell them. Tell them the story. Tell them the story of our people so that they know in detail. Stop spending all of our time buying them books that don't have anything to do with them. Tell them the story. Let them know. A lot of our young brothers are killing one another because they live inside of themselves. And that's a dangerous thing for any man. You got to live outside yourself. You got to know that you are a part of something that is greater than yourself. You got to understand who you really are by understanding who we really are. Somebody has told us that we are naked. We look at ourselves and we remember, like Adam, God said to him, who told you you was naked? Did you eat from the tree? Have you done something makes you feel stripped of your dignity, your personhood, your manhood? Have you done something? Have you committed a crime? Have you failed a test? Have you failed to be promoted? Did you fail to graduate? Did you not get your GED? Could you not go to college? Did you lose a job? Did you do anything that makes you feel like you are not worthy? Notice in the text, God never told Adam he was naked. He said, who told you that? In other words, why are we believing the lie? I know what the media says about us. They put us on the news only when there's a killing. They're more interested. I bet if you go home right now, if somebody in this city has shot somebody else, every news station in this city will cover it. But 100 black men in a room trying to do a positive thing for other black men, nobody wants to talk about that. That's why we feel naked. That's why we feel naked. They will cover the shooting that happens at the school, Dr. Mayor, but they won't show up when a brother makes a perfect score on the SAT. That's why we feel naked. They will cover the jail population of black men, but they won't cover the Yale population of black men. That's why we feel naked. That's why we feel naked. Because somebody has convinced us we don't have any dignity to clothe ourselves with. We don't have any history to clothe ourselves with. that we don't have any accomplishments to clothe ourselves with. But I want to ask the question and leave it on your mind. Who told you you were naked? For everybody who has accomplished anything in the white community, in the majority system, we got somebody who has done equally as well, if not better. Show me a George Washington, and I'll show you a Crispus Attucks. Show me a Jefferson, and I'll show you a Frederick Douglass. Show me a John Kennedy, and I'll show you a Martin Luther King. Show me a Robert Kennedy, and I'll show you a Malcolm X. Show me a Jimmy Carter, and I'll show you an Andrew Young. Show me the Beatles, and I'll show you the Temptations, the Commodores, and the Spinners. Show me NSYNC, and I'll show you Boys to Men. Show me William Bennett, the education czar in the Reagan White House, and I'll show you Reginald Mayo, the education czar in New Haven, Connecticut. Show me a Senator Looney, and I'll show you a Bill Dyson. Show me Billy Graham or Joe Osteen, and I'll show you a Bishop Brewer, a Bishop Philpott, a Bishop Brunson. Show me anybody that you got, and I got somebody. Because we've got a legacy, we got a history, we got a future, we got a vision, we got a future, we got a God, we got a path, we got a light, we got a sunshine, and we're going to let it shine everywhere we go. Our sons and daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see vision. You are not naked. Catch the vision. See what God is showing. See what God is doing. See what God can do. He can take you out of your pain and make you whole again. He can make you look who can support you and whom you should support. He can show you the great legacy that you come from. We are able to do all that God wants us to do. We just need to turn to each other and not turn on each other and walk together, children. Don't you get weary. There's a great camp meeting in God's promised land.